Good morning and welcome, everyone. My name is Roberta Ness, and I am the former dean of the University of Texas School of Public Health, now retired. I served as the chair of the Workshop Planning Committee. On behalf of the National Academies, I'd like to thank all of you for attending the workshop, the potential contribution of cancer genomic information to community investigations of unusual patterns of cancer. Thank you to our sponsor. This workshop would not be possible without the generous support of our sponsor, the Division of Environmental Health Science and Practice at the National Center for Environmental Health at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. They provided funding for this virtual convening, and we're grateful for their support. So in terms of the goals of the workshop, we developed this workshop to provide background information to assist the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the Agency for Toxic Substances and Disease Registry in revising their cancer cluster guidelines. As we'll hear from our sponsor shortly, the CDC would like to examine the genomic and epigenomic markers of environmental exposures associated with cancers, with an emphasis on pediatric cancers, to include in the next iteration of the guidelines. Additionally, the CDC would like to ensure that public health agencies and others have access to information about current scientific tools and approaches to assess and respond to potential cancer clusters in communities. I first want to acknowledge and take a moment to thank my fellow members of our workshop planning committee. All of us, I think, worked very, very hard. It was absolutely a team effort, 100% equally divided. And we sincerely appreciate the many hours they dedicated to developing the workshop program. Thank every one of them for helping us. This workshop is being convened by the National Cancer Policy Forum in collaboration with the National Academies Roundtable on Genomics and Precision Health. The National Cancer Policy Forum provides a continual focus within the National Academy on Cancer, addressing policy issues that are relevant to the goal of reducing the cancer burden. Forum activities inform the cancer community about critical policy issues and identify key opportunities for action. We'd also like to thank our collaborators from the National Academies. The Roundtable on Genomics and Precision Health brings together leaders from academia, industry, government, foundations, and associations, and representatives of patient and consumer interests who have a mutual concern and interest in addressing the issues surrounding the translation of genomic-based research for use in maintaining and improving health. The mission of the Roundtable is to advance the field of genomics and improve the translation of research findings to healthcare, education, and policy. We'll have 5 groups of speakers focusing on different aspects of cancer genomics and community investigations of unusual patterns of cancer. We'll also have a keynote speaker who will set the stage and provide an overview of pediatric cancers and environmental exposures. The following sessions will include novel approaches to improve identification of genomic and epigenomic biomarkers and environmental exposures, statistical and epidemiological approaches to identify linkage of genomic biomarkers to cancer clusters, environmental exposures in pediatric cancer, strategies for communication about environmental exposures in cancer risk, and we'll close the workshop with a panel discussion on lessons learned and future considerations to further assist the CDC in revising their cancer cluster guidelines. We particularly value your involvement in the workshop. Please use the chat box located below the workshop webcast to submit questions. We'll try to get to as many of your questions as possible during our Q&A sessions for each panel. Please be aware that any comments you provide to inform the discussion may be used in the development of workshop proceedings published by the National Academies Press that will summarize today's discussion. Finally, a reminder that the sessions are being recorded and presentations and slides will be available on the workshop website.